Hello everybody, my name is Zul, and welcome once again to Modding Fallout 3. In this episode we are going to be looking at mods that make the world look and feel better. That's right, we are going to be improving the atmosphere of this game. Without further ado, let's take a look at 3 wonderful mods that do just that, and in an awesome way. The first mod that I'm going to be looking at is actually an extremely famous mod for Fallout 3. That mod is NCM's Texture Pack, and this is just a huge change to a ton of textures in the game. I would consider this essential, although depending on your PC, you'll determine which ones you can use. Here's just a couple of examples, but basically, just look at the sheer difference, and you can tell right away that the mod is something that you definitely need to download. It's a really awesome mod, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody, but just be careful and be advised of the system requirements. Alright, so the second mod that I am going to be covering today is a mod called Dynavision. And basically what this mod does is it changes the way that the depth of field works in the game. This is actually extremely useful, especially if you're using some of the lower end textures, because it actually makes up for a lot of the distant terrain, as well as some other things. So let's take a quick look at Dynavision. You'll have an item called the Dynavision Lens package. There's active, speed, blur, soft focus, and aim options, and I'm going to go over all of them really quickly. Active options are the active depth of field. This is probably one of the key features of this game. Speed is how fast it shifts with depth of field, and you'll see what that is in a second. Blur can be adjusted, so if you know what depth of field is, you'll know that higher blur is, well, some people prefer it, some people don't. There's a soft focus. You know, I'll put it on low just to show it off. And there's an aim option, so I believe it's on right now. So let's just take a quick look at the mod. So I'm going to pull out my pistol here. As we can see, I'm still our favorite little friend here. Got the nice, horrible, diseased bloodshot eyes. And if I zoom in, we'll see that it sort of hazes the edges of the screen. It sort of focuses it in like you have some sort of tunnel vision. Just like that. And you can turn this on or off. So some people like this, some people don't. But the main part of this mod is the dynamic depth of field. So let's see if I can find a good spot to show it off. Let's try this. Oh no, that's not a good spot. Give me a moment. Alright, so as we can see, I am actually looking at this sign. We'll see my cursor is actually pointing towards it. And it's in focus, and the background is out of focus, and that is Dynavision's active depth of field. Pretty much what this does is it puts things into focus that you're looking at, but it doesn't do it so simply. If we turn away from there and look over here, the background is now in focus, the foreground is a bit out of focus, but it actually takes some time for your eye to adjust. It's not instant, which is good. And again, there's that sort of low horizon-esque soft focus that we have there. But again, it just sort of focuses things that are nearby, which can create a much more cinematic effect. Now, you may not always want to play with it like this, but it is actually a pretty good thing if you want to take some really awesome screenshots. You can get certain areas in focus, that kind of thing. So you may just want to use it for screenshots, or you may want to use it for actually playing the game. It's all up to you. And my guy's eyes are absolutely horrifying. And yeah, the third mod that I'm actually going to cover is a sound overhaul. You may have heard a little bit of it here during the Dynavision clips, because I'm going to keep the in-game audio. But I'll try to include some of it at the end of the video. It's pretty hard to show off without me playing for an extended period of time. But I would really recommend the sound mod. It is awesome. It really gives you that post-apocalyptic feeling. It changes all sorts of music in the game. And I'll try my best to include some of it here, although it might get taken down because of YouTube and stuff like that. So let's hope the mod author, obviously, has made it easy for me to spotlight this mod. Oh, look, a hunting rifle. Alright, let's navigate over to the installation. Installing all the mods I covered today is actually very simple. It's just a simple Nexus mod manager, download with manager, and activate. So there's nothing much to worry about there. But there is one thing I want to talk about with NCM's texture pack. There's 4 versions of the texture pack. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. There is a light, performance, large, and maximum. Now, depending on the strength of your PC, you're going to want to choose a different one. I'd recommend the performance. It looks very nice, and it doesn't really affect your performance. Of course, make sure your game is large address aware. I do have a video on that. I believe it's right at the beginning of this series. Somewhere on my channel there's one. And if you're going to be going with maximum, you're probably going to get some problems. The light version is just sort of a polish of the graphics. I would download it just because it changes a few things, but honestly, it's probably better off to go with the large or the performance. So they're all single file downloads as well. So as we can see here, you just download with Nexus Mod Manager and activate. There's also the INI and the preferences if you want to download that. And there's a clear cell buffers every cell. This helps with some slowdowns. If you find looting has some problems, you can try this mod out. I know that some people, when they play this, have slow menus when they open up like a mailbox or something, and that's because the cell buffers are full, and you can try out this mod, but I'm not going to be covering it. Dynavision is a simple download with manager and activate with Nexus Mod Manager. It uses the game's depth of field, so you actually have to make sure that depth of field is on in the launcher, so don't forget about that. And finally, Digital Nightmare Music Overhaul. Basically what we're going to do here is just download with manager on whichever pack we personally are going to use. So let's just download all of them with our manager here. So we'll get that one, we'll get the settlement pack, and the battle pack. Now just wait for them to download, and we'll check them out here in Nexus Mod Manager. Okay, we're going to activate Dynavision now, and all you got to do is just activate it. There's really nothing else to it. The nice depth of field is very easy. You can either activate the performance or the large pack with NCM. I have 2 of them downloaded here. I'm going to try the large pack. I'm not sure how good this is going to go with recording. Alright, that may have taken a little while. You got to remember that this is a big mod. And then all we have is the Digital Nightmare packs. So I am just going to activate them. I have an old version of it here, so I'm just going to delete that. And then just, activate the Digital Nightmare packs. So it will ask you if you would like to replace the music. Yes to all, of course, remembering that Nexus Mod Manager will hopefully be able to restore this afterwards. And then do the same for the other 2. Clicking no if it asks you to update, of course. And then pretty much, once these are all updated, that's about it. You can run boss and check out your game. So, yes to all, and there we are. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the views. As always, if you could leave a comment, suggestion, anything like that, that would be much appreciated. I might end this video off a little bit differently than usual, putting in some of the stuff by NeptuneUK, the wonderful author of the Digital Nightmare mod. Download it and give it an endorsement. It's a fairly new mod, and it's very up to date. So, thanks so much for watching. I've been Zul. Have an excellent day.